My Plum Paper Happy Mail haul just came in, and we're going to put it to work today with a touch of May-cember madness. So let's dive in. Hi friends, and welcome back to Lost Without a Plan. I'm Amanda Lynn, and I'm so glad you're here. We're kicking things off with a little Happy Mail haul from Plum Paper. We have new covers, custom goodies, all the planning goodness, and then we're going to dive right into setting up my May monthly overview. And if you're in the thick of it this month, you're not alone. We are going to get through this together. All right, friends, before we jump into May planning, I have a little Happy Mail moment. My Plum Paper order just arrived and we're unboxing everything together here on the channel. If you've ever been curious about customizing your own planner, this is a behind the scenes peek at all the goodness, new covers, customizations, and all the little details to help make it feel your own. And the timing, chef's kiss. Their customer appreciation sale is happening now. It's perfectly lined up with Teacher Appreciation and Mother's Day. You can save 25% site-wide and then stack my code AmandaLynn10 for an extra 10%. For a fully customized planner, that kind of savings is rare, which is why I tend to hold off my big Plum Paper orders until May, because they know what they're doing. Quick note, some of these items I purchased myself, and a few were surprise gifts from the Plum Paper team, which was incredibly kind, and I am so very grateful. All right, let's start with the covers, because Plum Paper does not play when it comes to options. They have hundreds, which is amazing and a little dangerous. These are interchangeable covers, so you can swap them out whenever the mood strikes. First up, Seashell Cottage. Watercolor seashells in those soft mermaid tones. I added a transparent bottom so it doesn't compete with the artwork. Then we have Harmonic. This one is giving an impressionist sunset, and I am here for it. I'm obsessed with the way that they blended everything together. This one we also did a transparent bottom. You can get a white stripe across or whatever color you want across. I like the way that the words blended in with the ocean. Definitely play around with it and see what works for you. Lastly, I grabbed the Sonnet. It's layered florals with yellows, blush tones, and very pale blues. It's so pretty. I think I'm actually going to use this one on my May planner because it kind of is giving Mother's Day vibes. As I said, these are interchangeable covers, but obviously I'm disc bound, so everything is interchangeable. But if you are a coil planner girl, you can still make them interchangeable. I would just leave a note. If you buy them as interchangeable covers, they'll come like that. But when you purchase your planner, just make sure that you put that you want your cover to be interchangeable in the notes section, and they'll make sure that it's clipped for you. In addition to the covers, I grabbed a quick A5 refill for the to-do list pages. It comes like this, wrapped up tight, but it's the A5 to-do list layout. So it has to-do list in the corner with a little icon and then 4 lists. You can get the colorful one. I always opt for the neutral ones. Apparently I believed that I would run out of to-do lists at some point this year. Spoiler alert, I probably won't, but these are my favorite list pages, so I always like to keep extras on hand. Okay, now we are moving on to the gifted goodies. First up, we have our A5 notebook in Squeeze the Day. Now, as I was saying before about the coil, you can request them to be interchangeable. Just put it in the notes. I didn't do that this time because I don't plan on removing my cover for this. I don't really use a lot of the coil bound items, so I don't think I'm going to purchase a lot of those options, but this works out great. Now the notebook is just one, I believe it's like a 3/4 inch coil, it looks like. It does have the planning pages in the front, and then it jumps right into the lined notebook. I chose to get a narrow lined notebook, but they do have wide rule and college rule, whatever you prefer. I like that there's a little margin on the top and a little margin from the coil as well. You can always add some tab sections into the back, and I've done it before with my disc bound planners because I like to slip them in and out of my plans, but I opted out of it for this one. It does always come with a folder, and I did opt for a protective sleeve because I like to slip notes and things that happen when I'm at meetings into that so that I don't lose them. You can never have too many of those protective sleeves, I think. Next up is a little bit of fun. We have a coloring book. Isn't that exciting? Yes, I did say a coloring book. This is their staple bound custom journal in the medium size. It's like 7x9, almost, very close to that. If you scroll down the list, you can see that there's creative as one of the options. This is just the coloring version. They do have a tracker one too. I did pick one of the tracker ones up earlier this year. I'll put the clip in here. I keep it in the back of my current planner. I have not yet filled it in yet. I have high hopes for May though. We're gonna see how that works out. This one right here is actually something I'm planning on getting for my sister. She's been dealing with a lot of medical stuff, and you know, coloring has been really calming for her lately. It's a known fact that coloring calms down your system. I've actually pulled it out in most emergency situations, like when the fires get too close or whatnot. We grab a coloring book and settle in for a little calming effect on the nervous system. Anyways, she does love it, and her name is Crescent, so I picked this mystic cover since it has crescent moons and little crystals. It's definitely a vibe that she enjoys. And then I had her personalized with her name. It turned out so cute, and I'm sure she's going to love it. Let me quickly flip through these coloring pages. All right, main event time. I have had this sitting in my saved cart for a while. I was waiting for this sale, so I was so excited when they threw it in to my package. This is the Daily Priorities Planner in A5. This cover here is the Leafy Shadow in navy with an oval monogram. This one says 1 day at a time. I thought it was appropriate for daily planner. I did use 4 lines of text. That's one of the customization options. I'm not sure if you can go more than this. I've never tried, but the smaller the words, the font gets larger if you do it like this. So I thought I would try that out. It looks really cute. I'm very excited about it. I did start this planner in July. You'll see that I put the first 3 months in on my discs. I do have an additional 3 months because it's a 6-month planner ready for when I pull out for the next month. That's one of the things that I love the most about disc bound planners is you can kind of do whatever you like. You don't have to keep all 6 to 12 months on your binding if you don't want to. I did add a few customizations here. You have all of the normal front pages, and then in July you'll see highlights page that's normal, the monthly spread that's normal. But here's where the customizations come in. You can choose a Monday or a Sunday start. I of course went with a Monday because that's my jam. You can choose to have lines. I chose to skip them because I like to keep a clean layout. And I chose to use my custom calendar entries. This is really a cool feature that they have. You can import all of your important birthdays just in one fell swoop, and then you can pull from them planner after planner, because I have my daddy's birthday as a repeating event, and that is something that will always appear if I ever do that. We also have the Lost Without a Plan anniversary date, that's in here too. Anything that is important to you that happens recurring, that's a great place to keep it. I do like on the A5 how tiny these words are. They're gently there, like a gentle nudge, but they're not something that's like in your face like other planners tend to do. Here's where it gets interesting. This layout has highlights, a monthly, and a weekly along with the daily pages. This is like an all-inclusive situation, but this weekly view is not just any weekly, it's a vertical layout, and that's something that I rarely see. I love vertical layout because it's definitely a list maker for me. You can choose colorful or neutral tones within the layout. There's modern, colorful, beige, sage green, and gray. And I went with gray because, you know, it's my favorite color, so of course I did. You can also choose to have this section lined or unlined. My brain likes structure, so I went lined. On the daily pages, there are a top 3 priorities. You can add a little symbol in here, like birthday cake if you want to remember birthdays, or a food thing if you want to use this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can do that. I chose to leave them empty because I like flexibility. Then for schedule, you can choose your start time from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. and I set mine to 8 a.m. because my actual planned mornings don't start until 8 a.m. For habits, I renamed mine to habits and routines, and I added my AM and PM routine and my movement, and have 3 additional spots that I can play around with as the needs arise. Then it has a task list. I use this section down here for goals so that I can be making a few little steps towards my goals every single day. And then there's this flex space down here that I left blank. As I said, this is a 6-month planner, July through December. It is my busiest time of the year, so a daily planner is perfect. And I did add another plastic sleeve. No regrets, it's my favorite thing. The discount option also sets Plum Paper apart because it allows me to put just what I need into my planner at any given time. I can keep it in smaller chunks like I do. I love working on a quarterly system. It helps to make things feel manageable. And that is my Happy Meal haul from Plum Paper. If anything caught your eye, definitely check out the link below and take advantage of the customer appreciation sale. You can stack my code to save up to 35% store-wide, which is very wild for a custom planner. Don't miss that. It's savings that you'll want to take advantage of. All right, now that we've admired all the pretty things, let's actually put my Plum Paper to work. All right, now that we've admired all the pretty things, let's actually put my Plum Paper to work. Today I'll be planning in my 2 planners, my undated vertical priorities and the A5 staple bound horizontal priorities. I use this one mainly for monthly planning, but let's jump into it. Today's kits are from Fern Creek Stickers. These are the May monthly kits in both A5 and 7x9. We've got watercolor florals and magentas, yellows and greens with silver foil accents. Absolutely stunning. These sheets include washi headers, date dots, sidebar pieces, and some decorative boxes. Quick backstory, I grabbed a bulk order when they were closing as a gift for a friend, and somehow I ended up with 2 of these, but I'm not complaining. Since May is extra full, we're setting up both planners so that everything is visible everywhere. Before we get too far in, I just want to say thank you. So many of you have reached out after I announced my mom's diagnosis, and I am very grateful for that. This community is truly something special. This video is going live right around the time of her surgery, so if you could keep her in your thoughts and prayers, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm sending out a big virtual hug to all of you who shared your stories with me. On a lighter note, happy Mother's Day, and also thank you to all of our teachers as we head into the final stretch. May is full, but it's also full of a lot of good things. And speaking of celebrations, Momentum Made Simple is turning 6 months old this month. I launched it back in November, and seeing so many of you inside the program has been incredible. So to celebrate, I'm bringing back the intro price for a limited time, just $26. And honestly, this is the perfect time for a reset. Because let's be real, life shifts, schedules change, and plans get messy. But that doesn't mean that you've failed. That means that your system needs to flex with you. And that is exactly what Momentum Made Simple is for. I'll make sure to link it down below if you're interested in taking a look. All right, the backdrop is done. Let's move into the highlights page. This is my home base where I pull all the things I'd otherwise have to go searching for. That's one of my favorite hacks, putting key pieces from different places like Trello, Google Calendar, tasks, email, and like Goodreads into one view that lives in my planner. It's a small step, but it saves so much time and energy later. Let's drop in my quick task list. Oh, and speaking of all of those tools, if you want to peek behind the scenes of my hybrid planning system, drop a confetti popper emoji in the comments, and I might share that with you soon. And then we have my reading list. I usually track these digitally, but I do love seeing it here at a glance. Last month got a little chaotic here. I had clicked borrow instead of suspend, so my list got a little bit jumbled, but we're rolling with it. This month's reads include a book club pick, How to Solve Your Own Murder. Then we have The Omnivore's Dilemma, Why Do I Keep Doing This? Paper Hearts, Yesteryear, Invasive Species, Broken Country, The Assassin's Blade, The Things We Cannot Say, The Emotional Lives of Teen Parenting with Love and Logic, and Tress and the Emerald Sea. If you're interested in my thoughts on any of these books, drop a note in the comments. Plus, I do share full reviews over on Goodreads and Storygraph. I am Lost Without a Plan on both. All right, the highlights page is done, so let's jump into the monthly spread, aka my survival guide for May, because she is a lot. We're kicking things off with deadlines and a trip to LA for Scouts. Week 19 is stacked. Teacher Appreciation Week, a movie date with V. We're gonna see Devil Wears Prada too, and I am excited. Then we have my mom's surgery, and in a truly bold scheduling choice, I'm hosting book club the very next day. Did I plan that well? Debatable. Am I canceling? Absolutely not. At this point, we're calling it a strategic distraction. Week 20 brings the Laurel Denise academic launch, and apparently there's a new layout. Again, the LD team must never sleep because they are killing it. I'll share all the details over on Instagram when I know more. Then we've got Girl Scouts taking over the LA Fair. We're not really ride people, but snacks and people watching, I am in. Plus we get a little extra time with our troop sisters, and that right there is priceless. Week 21 gives us a tiny breather. Emphasis on tiny, but I'll take it. Having a little buffer time is a non-negotiable for me. And week 22 wraps up the month with Memorial Day, Hello Long Weekend, and the Purpose Driven Mom Summit. And after this week, only 4 more days of school. We're basically at the finish line, friends. Now there are a few mystery elements like drama practice schedules. You know, the we'll let you know type, and then suddenly it's tomorrow. But this is why I leave space. I don't need every detail right now. I just need somewhere to put it when it shows up. I check this spread every week before adding anything new, just to make sure that I am where I said I'd be. All right, I'm gonna speed through copying everything into my A5 so that the chaos is contained wherever I go. And while I do that, I just wanna say thank you so much for planning with me today. We took a very full month and gave it some structure. And a little bit of pretty goes a long way on busy months like this. Everything that I mentioned will be linked below, and if I missed anything, please just let me know. I'm wishing you a May-cember to remember, with just enough breathing room to stay sane. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss next week's video. I think that flip through is finally happening. Until then, happy planning.